A very good morning to all the students of class 3. My name is Prerna and I'm your English teacher. And today, from your English book Skyline, we're going to read chapter number 2. And this chapter is a play. So let us find out who all are the characters in this play. So, as I told you, we are going to read chapter number 2. And what is the name of the chapter? The Ship of the Desert. And it says this play is about camel, who is also called as the ship of the desert, and a lion. Both of them have an argument about their abilities in various conditions. So, chapter number 2, the ship of the desert, is about a camel and a lion. And what is it that the two of them are doing? They both are talking about their abilities in various conditions. And let us see what conditions are they discussing about. So, here we go. Lion roaring. So you know that lion roars. The loud and the powerful sound that a lion produces is called as a roar. So lion, he's roaring and he asks, "Who are you?" Camel, looking down at the lion. So you know camel is a very tall animal, and so it is now looking at the lion and it says, "I am the ship of the desert. Who are you?" Lion, "Don't you know me? I am the king of the forest." Camel, "Are you? Oh, I see." Lion, frowning. Now lion has become angry that there's someone who doesn't know me. I'm the king of the forest and there's someone who doesn't know me. So lion, frowning in a very angry voice, he says, "You call yourself the ship of the desert? How can you be a ship? You are an animal." So lion at this point of time is angry also, but he's a little confused also that here is an animal standing in front of me. So how is he called as the ship of the desert? Camel, smiling. "So I am, but people call me the ship of the desert. I can walk across the desert even on a hot afternoon. The sand burns, but it does not bother me." So camel says, "So I am." So he says, "Yes, I am an animal, but what do people call me? What is it that the human beings call me? The ship of the desert." Why? Because he says, "I can walk across the desert even on a hot afternoon. The sand burns, but it does not bother me." So the camel is saying that I am called as ship of the desert because even in a very hot afternoon, you know, in deserts, it is very hot. The sand is burning. You cannot hold that sand in your hand. If you touch that sand, you know, your hand is likely to get burnt. It is so hot because the sun is at the top of the locations where the desert area is there. So it is so hot that one cannot even touch that sand. So imagine this animal, camel, it walks very easily in that hot desert, in that hot sand. And he says that if the sand burns, that means the sand is so hot that it appears that it is burning, but it does not bother me. So he says, it does not, I don't really care, it doesn't really affect me that the sand is burning hot. So lion says, "I can't believe it." Camel asks question to lion. He says, "Can you walk across a desert?" Lion, blinking. How do you blink? Like this. So lion blinking. Why is he blinking? Now he's a little confused. Oh my god. In hot desert and hot sand. So he says, "No, I can't. But I can run in the forest." Camel, with disdain. "Every animal can do that. I also can run on sand. I can run on sand at 25 kilometers per hour." Lion, wonderingly, means now lion is a little lost in his own thoughts. He says, how can you do that? Camel says, look at my feet. They are thick and padded. The hot sun does not burn them. So lion says, my feet are padded too. Thorns do not prick me and I can run 80 kilometers per hour. Camel says, that is true. You can run 80 kilometers per hour in the forest, but can you run even a mile in the hot sand? So what does lion says? Maybe not. Camel then interrupts. He says, and you can't live without water for a week, can you? So lion says, no, I can't. I need water every day. But don't tell me you can do without water. You can do without water means that you can live without water. And what is the meaning of the word disdain? The word that we read here, it means with respect. So now what is happening now? Camel and lion have started discussing different conditions and how do they react in different conditions. So the first, and they talk about their abilities. So the first ability that they're talking about is running. So they both are talking about how good each other can run. So the camel says, I can run at 25 kilometers per hour, at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. So lion says, I can run at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. So camel says that is okay, but that you can do in the forest. Camel says even I can run in the forest, or any other animal can run in the forest. But tell me one animal which can run in the hot desert. And he asked the lion with a lot of respect that, tell me, can you even run in a hot desert? So now lion says that no, he cannot run in the hot desert. He cannot run on that burning sand. And then camel says that I have soft padded feet. So camel says that even I have soft padded feet. And soft padded means that, you know, if you ever look very closely at the feet of an animal, and if you touch the lower portion of their foot, it is very soft. So they both discuss about how fast one can run, but camel hair is talking about running in the desert, running in the burning sand, which lion says that no, it is not possible for me to run in the burning sand. Then camel asks the lion a question that confuses him. What is that question? Camel asked the lion, and you can't live without water for a week, can you? So camel is now asking lion that, is it possible for you to live without water for 7 days? Imagine living without water for 7 days. So lion says, no, it is not possible for me. I need water every day. So, but camel says, so what does camel say? He says that, yes, I can. So first ability that you learned about camel is that it can run very fast in hot desert. On the burning sand, the camel can run very fast. Then he says that he can live without water for a week. And then camel says, there are no rivers or lake in a desert, but that does not bother me. I can drink 200 bottles of water at a time. So another capability of camel, that it can drink so much of water. So lion is now amazed and he says, really? You have a big stomach. Now camel becomes proud. He says, yes, I have a big stomach. I can store water for a week. I can store food for 2 weeks even. So the next ability that camel tells about himself is that he can also store food for how many days? 14 days or 2 weeks. So camel can store water for 1 week and it can store food for 2 weeks. Now lion finds this camel very interesting. He says, do you store food in your stomach? Camel says, No, I don't. I store it in my hump. I eat a lot of food at one time. Then I don't need to eat for a fortnight. Fortnight refers to 15 nights. So lion says, that's interesting. But what do you eat? Camel says, I eat leaves, but there are no leaves in a desert. So then lion says, what do you eat there? Now camel is saying, I eat leaves, but there are no leaves in the desert. So now lion is asking, so if there are no leaves in the desert, what is it that you eat? Camel says, there are thorny bushes in the desert. I eat the thorns. The thorns do not prick my tongue. So the next ability that camel tells is that though there are thorny bushes in the camel which can prick you, so if if you take, let's say, a very sharp thing like a pencil or a needle, and if by chance it touches you, so that itchiness that you get is called as pricking. So imagine a thorn. So camel is saying that I eat that thorn bush, but it does not has any impact on my tongue. So lion says, how funny. Camel says, Mr. King of the forest, please come with me to the desert. Lion says, no, I would rather not. I can't walk on burning sand. I can't store food and water, and I can't eat thorns. Goodbye and good luck, Mr. Ship of the Desert. So finally, even lion agrees that the camel is called as the ship of the desert because of so many qualities. So let us just have a look here at one of the images. So this is the image that I want all of you to have a look at. So what is this? This is a camel. Okay, now I'll tell you certain things about the camel which are there in the chapter also. So first important thing that you need to know is the hump. So you see this upper portion or the raised portion like a mountain. It's like a mountain. If you look at it, this is like a mountain kind of a elevation which is there present in the camel's body. What does camel store here? Food or water? Food. A camel stores food in its hump. And for how many days can it store food? 15 days. And this is of course the stomach of the camel, in which a camel can store water for 7 days. Then you have the feet of the camel, the padded feet, which helps the camel to walk in the burning sand. And then of course you can see that these are the nostrils of the, so these are our nostrils. Okay, so these are the nostrils of a camel. It says large nostril that can open and close. So what happens, when let's say someone is traveling in desert, there is a possibility of storm. So what happens, wherever we are residing, what happens when the wind is blowing really fast? The dust and everything, it tends to, enter our nostrils. Now the camel has the ability to close its nostrils. The camel can close its nostrils so that the wind does not enter the body or the nose of the camel. And then it also has long eyelashes and bushy eyebrows. So this helps the camel to see very clearly in the desert, and also because of this he is able to face the desert storm, face the strong winds that blow in the desert. So we'll have a quick recap of the qualities that we have learned about a camel. What is the first quality of a camel? That it can walk very easily in the burning sand. In the hot sand, it can walk very easily due to padded feet. Second, it can store water in its stomach for how many days? 7 days or a week. Then it can store water in its hump, H-U-M-P. So the camel can store food. Sorry, the camel can store food in its hump for 15 days. What is the next thing about the camel? That it can eat thorny bushes, and the thorny bushes do not prick its tongue. And because of all these qualities, the camel is also called as the sheep of the desert. Like the lion is called the king of the forest, similarly camel is called as the sheep of the desert, because the way a ship easily sails over sea, irrespective of the fact that the water is very cold or the water is very hot or the water is salty. Similarly, the camel, it walks over the sand very easily. It's like it's as smooth as the sailing of a ship, and that is why the camel is called as the ship of the desert. So I hope all of you enjoyed reading this interesting story of camel who's called as the ship of the desert. Thank you so much.